that opens a door no one knew existed. The story you think you know about Ramses is only the beginning. The truth is far more complex. It has been waiting, silent as the desert sand, for us to ask the right questions and finally listen to its whispers. We are told Ramses II ruled for an incredible 66 years. He lived more than 3,000 years ago, a titan who walked among mortals. He built temples so immense they seemed to touch the sky. He fought great battles and declared himself a living god. These are the facts we can check in our history books. They are written on papyrus chiseled into stone walls across the land of the Nile. But every 20 seconds, a new clue emerges. A new layer of mystery reveals itself. We must look past the grand statues and the proud inscriptions to find what lies beneath the surface of the official story. Our journey begins at the magnificent temples of Abu Simbel. Two colossal structures stand guard on the banks of the Nile River. Ramses had them carved directly from the living rock, an act of sheer will and power. He designed them to project an image of divine authority that would last for eternity. The faces of the statues are serene, their gaze fixed on the horizon, watching over the desert lands. Archaeologists have found the original chisel marks and the builders' hidden plans. These marks are tangible proof. They tell us the story of how these impossible structures were made. This is real, verifiable history, a foundation of stone. But even here, the first mystery appears. The Battle of Kadesh is his most famous conflict. Ramses claimed a glorious victory against the Hittite Empire. He covered temple walls with carvings of his triumph. Yet, the Hittites left their own version of the events, a very different tale. Both sides wrote their stories on stone, creating a historical contradiction. The carvings show us a chaotic scene of speeding chariots and flying arrows, a testament to a brutal war. What is missing is clear proof of the outcome, the bodies that would prove the scale of the victory. Why do the historical records fight each other? This is the second mystery we must unravel. Ramses II was a master of propaganda, a pharaoh who understood the power of image. He did not just rule Egypt, he branded it with his likeness. His name, Usermatre Setepenre. The justice of Ra is powerful chosen of Ra was everywhere. He commissioned more statues and monuments than any other pharaoh. He did not just build new temples, he also cleverly usurped the monuments of his predecessors. He would have their names erased and his own carved in their place. His ambition was not confined to stone and sand. He waged wars to expand and secure the borders of his great empire. The Battle of Kadesh, fought in modern-day Syria, was a defining moment of his reign. He led his army into a Hittite ambush, a tactical disaster that nearly cost him his life and his army. The official Egyptian account, however, spins this near defeat into a heroic personal victory. Ramses is depicted as a lone warrior, abandoned by his troops, who single-handedly turns the tide of battle with the help of the god Amun. This narrative was a powerful tool to reinforce his divine connection and his right to rule. The evidence of his reign is overwhelming, found in every corner of Egypt. The Ramesseum, his mortuary temple on the west bank of Thebes, is a sprawling ruin of colossal statues and grand halls. Though much of it has fallen, the sheer scale of the complex speaks to his immense wealth and influence. At Karnak, he added to the great hypostyle hall a forest of 134 massive columns that still inspires awe today. His fingerprints are on the temples at Luxor, Abydos, deep into Nubia. Each site is a chapter in the story he wanted the world to remember: power, piety, divine kingship. Yet, for all his public works, the most intimate look into his life comes from a much quieter place. We travel to the Valley of the Kings, the royal necropolis hidden in the Theban hills. Here, in Tomb KV7, archaeologists uncovered the final resting place intended for the great pharaoh. Inside, they found a mummy, an old and worn body that seemed to fit the profile of a man who lived into his 90s. This was not the god-king from the temple walls. This was a mortal man, frail and marked by the passage of time, a silent witness to a very long and eventful life. The discovery of the royal mummy of Ramses II was a monumental event. Using advanced X-rays and CT scans, scientists looked beneath the ancient linen wrappings. They saw a skeleton stooped with age, revealing severe arthritis in his hips that would have made walking painful. His spine showed signs of ankylosing spondylitis, forcing him to walk with his head bent forward. This was the physical evidence of a long life filled with aches and pains. The powerful pharaoh, who presented himself as a living god, was, in the end, a man subject to the same frailties as his people. The scans revealed even more secrets about his health. His teeth were in terrible condition with severe dental abscesses and periodontal disease. One infection was so bad it could have caused a fatal blood infection. This paints a picture of a king in his final years suffering chronic pain, a stark contrast to the powerful images he projected. Then a new question arose from the data. Some scholars believed Ramses died peacefully in his sleep. Others suggested a more violent or difficult end. The tests showed significant damage to his lungs. Did respiratory disease claim his life, or did time and pain simply steal it away? This is the third great mystery. Beyond the physical ailments, the mummy itself presented another puzzle. Ramses II's body was not found in his own tomb in the Valley of the Kings. Instead, it was discovered in a secret royal cache, DB 320, at Deir el-Bahari, hidden with more than 50 other royals. Ancient priests had moved the king's body at least twice to protect it from tomb robbers. The hieratic dockets on his wrappings tell this story, a desperate effort to preserve their divine rulers. This relocation saved his body for science, but separated him from his afterlife treasures. Modern science continues to unlock secrets from his remains. DNA studies offer clues about his ancestry and his physical appearance. We now know he likely had red hair, rare in ancient Egypt, sometimes associated with the god Set. AI recreations based on CT scans of his skull have produced a lifelike reconstruction of his face. We can now gaze upon the visage of a man who lived over 3 millennia ago, seeing not the stone god, but the human behind the myth, deepening the mystery of his life and death. Myths and legends gather like fine dust on the surface of old stones. Over the centuries, many people have tried to link Ramses the Great to the biblical story of the Exodus. They point to the plagues tales of a great escape from Egypt. Proponents say a pharaoh of such power and long reign is the most likely candidate. They search for clues in the biblical narrative that might align with Ramses's timeline. This connection has captured the public imagination, blending history, faith, legend. But there is no clear hieroglyphic record naming this event. No direct archaeological record ties Ramses II to the Exodus as told in the Book of Exodus. List it as a legend unproven by physical evidence. We can show the theory, explore the arguments, then mark it as myth. The job of the archaeologist is to separate what we can prove from what people have come to believe. Inside the walls of his tomb, we find a different kind of truth. The hieroglyphic spells of the Book of the Dead glow in enchanting gold, vibrant colors. They promise a glorious life after death, a safe passage through the underworld. Priests wrote long, complex texts to ensure the king's soul overcomes all obstacles and is reborn in the afterlife. This drive for immortality shaped his tomb and his reign. Builders hollowed out mountains, painted hidden rooms with magical scenes. When we open these rooms, we find clues and more questions about his beliefs. Modern tools are revolutionizing our search. Ground-penetrating radar scans under the desert sands revealing voids and structures, possible undiscovered tombs, hidden chambers. Marking. A digital reconstruction of a forgotten chamber revealed by ground-penetrating radar scans. Artificial intelligence can rebuild a shattered, ruined wall and digitally restore a faded face or recover a lost inscription. but these AI scenes must be grounded in real data. We blend digital recreations with high-resolution scans and photographs of the actual sites. We can show how a statue might have looked bathed in the morning light, or how a king might have walked through his grand courtyard, making the past feel truly alive. The final, most shocking twist comes from deep within the burial chamber itself, a place few have ever seen. Recent, highly sensitive scans of Ramses' tomb, KV7, have revealed an anomaly behind a decorated wall. A sealed door, plastered and painted over, hides a small secret niche. It was clearly not part of the original design. Inside this hidden space, archaeologists found a single small papyrus scroll. The short text inscribed on it does not speak of gods or battles. A son who died young. A prince whose name is not found in any official royal list. A forgotten child. The fragmented text is difficult to decipher, but it hints at a secret rite performed by the pharaoh. No other record in all of Egypt explains this rite or mentions this son. The words suggest a deep personal grief, a pain the great pharaoh could not display to his people. Did Ramses cut a part of his divine power, performing a forbidden ritual to hide a personal shame or a devastating loss? Or was he trying to protect a secret heir, a son, whose existence threatened the established line of succession? The papyrus ends abruptly, leaving us with a question that hangs in the silent air of the tomb. We still do not know. This discovery changes everything. It forces us to re-examine the image of Ramses the Great. He left us a legacy of stone epic stories, seemingly endless puzzles. The stones speak, but they do not say everything. The tomb gives us his bones, but the bones do not tell the story of his heart. Science helps us see the man behind the golden mask, to understand his physical suffering and his human frailties. But this final mystery remains a deeply personal secret that the most powerful man on earth took with him to his grave, a secret that now, finally, has been unearthed. Ramses left a world of questions etched in stone and buried in sand. Will new scans of the Valley of the Kings reveal more hidden rooms and forgotten tombs? Will advances in DNA technology allow us to answer the last, most personal questions about his family and his life? The past waits for us, as quiet and patient as the desert itself. It holds its secrets tightly, offering them only to those who are willing to look deeper, to question everything, and to never stop searching for the truth. If you want to explore more ancient questions and uncover more lost truths, join us on our next journey. Subscribe for more mysteries from the old world.